Good morning, America.
I'm your co-host, Taylor.
And I'm your co-host, Brittany. And today in Current Events, we'll be talking about government, politics, and economics.
Thank you for channeling in to VT.
Let's start with politics. President Trump challenges a constraint on his power. On Sunday, May 20th, President Trump tweeted, "I hereby demand, and will do so officially tomorrow, that the Department of Justice look into whether or not the FBI/DOJ infiltrated or surveyed the Trump campaign for political purposes, and if any such demands or requests were made by people within the Obama administration," to which the Deputy Attorney General, Rod J. Rosenstein, responded, "If anyone did infiltrate or survey participants in a presidential campaign for inappropriate purposes, we need to know about it, and if so, take appropriate action." President Trump is accusing the Obama administration of using the investigative power of the Justice Department for their own purposes while in office, and is now demanding for the Justice Department to investigate those actions. While the Department of Justice is a federal executive department, a president has never been before demanded that the department take any specific action, such as scrutinize the actions of the previous administration. The attorneys general can refuse the request of the president, but the president also has the power to fire the attorney general and replace them, which prevents the problem. If the attorney general does not comply with the request of the president, they could legally be fired and replaced. Presidential intrusion after the Watergate scandal has been looked down upon, and senators also have asked attorney general nominees to resist presidential intrusion in matters of prosecutorial discretion, but there are no clear laws against presidential intrusion. So the discussion then turns to this question: is the president crossing a line into the independence of the Department of Justice? Now back to you, Taylor.
Thanks, Brittany. President Trump displayed concern at a prison reform meeting at the White House on Friday. Trump says, "A friend of mine told me that when people get out of prison, they're all excited, and then they go and they have the stigma. They can't get a job. People don't want to hire them. They can't get the chance." Comprehensive federal legislation have been foiled again and again as state foreign heads reduce both prison populations and crime rates through bipartisan reforms. The federal prison population begins to decline under President Obama, but is now grown again under the new and more punitive policy of the Justice Department. One policy backed by the White House, known as the First Step Act, would improve some prison conditions and help smooth the path to re-entry for people behind bars. The bill restricts early release and halfway homes, even though 40% of people behind bars pose no risk to society.
Thanks, Taylor. The midterm elections are coming. The midterm elections are on November 6, 2018. All 435 House seats are up for vote, while 34 of 100 Senate seats are also up for vote. According to the Constitution, in Article 1, Section 2, the House of Representatives is voted on every 2 years, and in Article 1, Section 3, the Senate is divided into 3 classes, and each class is voted on every 6 years, spread out with 2 years in between. The midterm elections are extremely important to both parties this year. Because the Republican Party now has the majority in the House and the Senate, the midterm is a chance for Democrats to gain the majority. In the House, Democrats need 24 seats to flip in order to gain the majority, and in the Senate, Democrats need 2 more chairs to gain the majority. Out of the 34 seats that are up for vote in the Senate, 26 are Democratic seats. Whoever has the majority in Congress has more power over what laws are passed. Therefore, the midterm election is very important for both parties. The controversial issues right now, including gun laws, abortion, and immigration reform, hangs in the balance, and both parties want their chance to push their agendas. The states that have most light on them are Nevada, Arizona, Missouri, Indiana, Florida, North Dakota, Tennessee, Ohio, and West Virginia.
Now on to economics. With summer's month coming up, Wisconsin Dells, a town who calls himself water park capital of the world, is getting ready for their peak season. But the water parks is having a hard time getting enough lifeguards due to the fact that teens have not been looking for lifeguard jobs, or jobs in general. Teens who have jobs during the summer have dropped dramatically. Therese Maurice, a branch chief at the Office of Occupational Statistics and Employment Projections, wrote in a report on teens' employment declines. In July 2016, the teens' labor force participation rate was 43.2% down, almost 30% points from the high point of 71% in July 1978. But that's not just the summer jobs. Teen employment throughout the year is going down significantly from past generations. A focus on education is driving this decline in employment, says Martha Ross, a fellow at the Metropolitan policy program at the Brookings Institute. The fact that teens are working less, in some cases more heavily on focus on academics, isn't the immediate problem, but rather that the people who need the most income and work experience are often the ones standing on the sidelines.
Good night, Rosary. Government, politics, and economics.
Thanks for channeling in to BT Taylor. BT Taylor. It's my show now. Oh my god. I'm. Channel BT.
Oh my god! What?
This guy literally saw us. Wait, where's the camera switch? I look like this.